Well, here's the arcade, and tonight I figured I'd take care of some little minor things that were going on with Black Hole. The playfield on Black Hole had some wear spots on it around the pop bumpers, and specifically in the back, but starting with the pop bumper up here, they had mylars around them here on the playfield. And the mylar was just sitting on there. They weren't actually stuck down to the playfield. But I removed those, and I'm trying to touch up some wear spots where the ball had actually worn all the way through the artwork. And I should have took the video before I started, but there is a wear spot down on the lower playfield I can show you here in a second. So I've tried to color match this and just go over it with some acrylic paints, and then I'm going to hit it with some clear coat over top. And then I have new Mylars that I bought from Marco Specialties that I'll put down. And I really don't want to repaint this entire playfield, so I do have to stop at some point. Because, you know, this machine is 1980, so 40 years old. And you can see the ball swirls in the paint here, you know, as you get close to it. And I have the flash turned on my phone here, so, you know, you can see where the finish is cracked, right? But from a distance, you don't see that. It's only when it's up close. But right now, you know, I'm going here and taking some of the black and going around the, you know, the inserts here, just trying to fill them back in. You know, again, not going too crazy here, but I figured while I'm here and I have the paint out, that I'll go ahead and fix little things like this. You know, and then when I get it all done, you know, you won't be able to see because this is far enough away from your field of vision. But I really had to take care of these pop bumpers because this Mylar here had actually completely worn away and was split. And this area that I've tried to match the blue here was actually like paper. You know, it was all the way through the artwork, and however this art has been put down, it's strange. I don't know quite what I saw here, but it basically looked like paper that it delaminated into a couple of pieces. So I've tried to match that, and you know, when you look at that, you see blue, right? But I had a couple blues here that I got from Hobby Lobby, you know, some lights and some darks and stuff in the middle. But what I found was the blue that I was dealing with on this playfield, either from, you know, the way they mixed it or just the fact that it's 40 years old and it's faded, actually had a little bit of green in it. So when I added a little green here to this lighter mix that I made, and this, what I ended up here is what you see here on the playfield. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna try to recreate some of these dark blue areas, and then the black. And I hope I didn't make it worse, but in any case, I did want to cover it up because, again, the ball was rolling in these completely unprotected areas. So yeah, that's where we're at with Black Hole. No other big issues with the game. It's been really reliable. I did order LEDs for it the other day. I put a big order in with Comet Pinball, and I have LEDs to completely do the back glass here, or the back box, excuse me. And I'm going to go around the edge, and then I've got some UV lights, some UV ultraviolet strips that I bought, and I've got a lot of blue, and I've got some color changers. I've got all kinds of stuff I'm going to experiment with. And you know, one other thing I do need to do is touch up this black here. That'd just be pretty easy. But yeah, so I'll be sure and update the video here with, or the channel here with video once I get those LEDs for Black Hole. And along with the order with the LEDs for Black Hole, I did get a bunch of LEDs to, I'm going to start with the back box here on Twilight Zone. And I'm really excited about that too. The playfield I'll get to later. There's a lot of work to actually LED Twilight Zone because, you know, a lot of these areas I'll have to dismantle. So I'm not going to go too crazy with that right yet. So yeah, that's where I'm at here, and I'll start the video here when I'm all done and you can see what it looks like. Well, it's been about another hour and a half, and I think I'm about done. I've color matched as well as I can. And I think after the Mylar's over top of it, yeah, I'll probably be the only one that can notice what I did back here. But, you know, from a distance, I think it looks pretty good. This blue was kind of hard to match. It was a mixture of a dark blue, a little bit of light blue, and then some green in order to get that. So what else I've done is I've gone around all the inserts here and redone the key lining around the edges while I was here. And a little bit of a touch up down here at the base and underneath where the apron goes here. There was a little bit of wear over here. And you can see that this is kind of what I was faced with before, where it's almost like a paper underneath. It's got a rough appearance, a rough texture of paper. So I've still got to touch that up there. And then on the lower playfield, there is a spot down here where the spiral, where this spiral is, where it drops down, and the ball impacts the lower playfield. But that should be pretty simple. I think it's just a black area that I have to touch up. So I'm going to clean and touch this one up here, and then do the bottom, and then let this dry overnight, and then I'll put a little bit of clear coat over it tomorrow. So I got the painting done on the black hole and got the LEDs in today, as you see. So we now have the rotating effect of the lights on the back glass, which really looks amazing. Those are Comet pinball LEDs with 2 surface mount diode on them, 2 SMD, cool white. And went with blue around the lettering, black hole. And then I have a Comet pinball fire bulb here behind one of the planets. And yeah, and then a purple up on Saturn, up on the top right. And then down on the playfield, here underneath the apron, I have a 7 LED UV light there. You can see the reflection in the pinball. Ultraviolet light there under the apron. And then if I can get it to focus, there we go. What else? I took all the old Mylars off here and I repainted last night. And then I put a light clear coat over that, and then I put a Mylar over top of all the pop bumpers on the whole game. Because in some places the paint was worn away and the Mylar was just sitting on there. It was some type of, it was a Mylar that didn't have adhesive on it, and they were just sitting on there, and I think it was causing the paint to lift. And yeah, I did that for all the pop bumpers here in the back. And the biggest area of painting that I had to do was back here on this pop bumper and this one here. But, you know, from the aspect of playing the game, you can't even tell. And my wife came out here, she couldn't tell where I'd done any painting. So brand new Mylars on those. And then what else? Yeah, you can see the lower playfield. I put 5 of those LED strips down there. 2 on each side here, and then 1 in the back to further illuminate that. And then all of the bulbs, we can open up the coin door here. Maybe you can see without shocking myself here. So the bulbs on the lower playfield, let me see, where am I looking? Yeah, it's just too hard to see it really. But there are bulbs here behind this rail, behind this metal rail that you might see. There are bulbs. I think there's 3 on each side, and then there's 3 in the back. So there's 9 total. But those bulbs are 28 volt bulbs. They're a strange bulb that Gottlieb used. And they run off of the actual coil voltage. So there's a mod that's pretty easy to do. And I did it on this game so that those bulbs are actually wired into the GI circuit, the general illumination. So they're wired into the 6 volt AC GI string. That makes it easier to replace the bulbs because I can just use all the other bulbs that I have. So what I've done is I've put Purple Passion Comet Pinball. There are 2 SMD bulb in there. So there's 9 of those, and then there's 5 of these LED strips. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. It looks great. So that's about it. Got a little bit more touch-ups to do on the wood frame here, on the back glass. The black is scuffed up here on the edges, so I'll take care of that in the coming days. And then I might try to do something more with the illumination here because it's got some dark areas here. Maybe a spotlight, maybe that'll work. Put a couple spotlights on it. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the Comet Pinball LEDs. And while I was at it, in the same order, I did buy some bulbs for Twilight Zone. You can see I put color changers behind Rod Serling so that he's kind of coming out of the Twilight Zone. And then I've got some daylight, white daylight color flashers, LED flashers. And then some 2 SMD blues up there. But the problem with the back box on Twilight Zone is all these bulbs, the sockets are the wedge type bulbs, which are different than all the other machines I have here. So I had to order special bulbs, and I actually screwed the order up. So I'm going to get some brighter sunlight bulbs for the back glass, and it should really make it pop a little bit better. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And then doing the playfield of Twilight Zone is probably going to be the next project for LEDs. The previous owner already started, like the pop bumpers already have LEDs. I'm pretty sure these inserts are LED, all the inserts are. But things like this bulb here for the gumball, the stuff in the piano back here, over here, you know, where the upper playfield is, those are all still incandescents, and all the general illumination is incandescent from what I can see. So it's going to take a bit of work because I'll have to dismantle a lot of stuff. Like there's bulbs underneath this ramp back here, all the way in the back. That's going to be really, really difficult to get to. So maybe I get lucky and I can actually pull the bulb holder out the bottom of the playfield, but I'm not too confident that it'll work, but we'll try it. Anyway, so the purpose of the video is to finish up the black hole, and I think it looks great compared to where I started with. So take it easy.